So what if I told you that the very first step you take when you're trying to learn something new might actually be setting you up for failure? It sounds weird, right? But that's the strange new world we're all living in. Because generative AI, well, it hasn't just given us a cool new toy. It has completely rewired the starting line for research, for curiosity, for everything.
Think about it for a second. When you need to know something, what's your first move? For, like, decades, the answer was super obvious. You search. You go to a search bar. But in the age of AI, that instinct might be leading you down the wrong path. The key to learning today isn't to search first, it's to know how to handle the answer you get handed right at the beginning.
Okay, let's really dig into this, because this slide just nails the huge shift we're talking about. We used to be detectives, right? We'd gather clues from all these different sources to piece together a case. But now we're more like judges. We get presented with a fully formed argument right from the start, and it's our job to evaluate it. That's a totally different skill set.
So, you ready to figure out how to navigate this new answer-first world? Good. In this explainer, we're going to give you a super powerful new toolkit. We'll start by digging into the problem, then show you how to decode what AI is really giving you. After that, we'll introduce a brilliant four-step method called CARE, see it in action, and finally, look at what this all means for the future of knowledge.
All right, so let's start with the problem itself. This isn't just some tiny tweak in how we do things. It's a whole new starting line for how we ask questions. And honestly, the stakes are way higher now. When anyone or anything can spit out a plausible-sounding answer in seconds, your ability to critically tear that answer apart is, well, it's everything.
Now, what's so important on this slide is that one word, frame. See, when an AI gives you an answer first, it's not just giving you information. It's building a mental frame, a box, around the topic for you. It's setting the rules of the game, telling you what's important and what's not, all before you've even had a chance to look at any of the raw evidence yourself.
And this is where things can get a little dangerous. Because when we lose that first chance to form our own take on things, we risk losing the ability to really think for ourselves. We just become passive consumers of these prepackaged ideas, not active creators of our own understanding. And that is not a great place to be in a world that's changing this fast.
Okay, so is that sounding a little overwhelming? Don't worry, because there is a solution. And it's actually simpler than you might think. It all starts with a new mindset, a whole new way of looking at the answers that AI gives us.
So, the first tool in our kit is this really clever concept called answer typography. Think of it like a field guide for the AI jungle. To get through it, you first need to know what kind of creature you're dealing with. This helps you notice what kind of work the AI answer is trying to do, not just what it's saying.
All right, let's meet the main players. As you can see here, there are basically 4 types. First up, you've got the factual answer. This is your dictionary, just spitting out definitions. Then there's the interpretive answer. That's the philosopher, explaining the why and the how. Third is the constructive one. Think of this as your personal ghostwriter, handing you paragraphs or outlines. And finally, the strategic answer. That's your coach, giving you a step-by-step plan. Just knowing which one of these you're looking at, well, that's half the battle right there.
Okay, so now that we can spot the different types of AI answers, we need a game plan, a way to actually deal with them. And that is where the main event comes in. Let's talk about the CARE approach. The CARE approach is basically your secret weapon in this new world. It's a simple 4-step process that puts you back in the driver's seat. It makes sure that your own judgment and, actual evidence are always at the heart of your work, not whatever the AI came up with. And the best part? It's so simple. CARE. Classify, assess, review, enhance. It's easy to remember, super easy to apply, and you know what? It's incredibly effective. So let's break down exactly how each step works. First up, classify. This is where we use that answer typography we just talked about. By just taking a second to ask yourself, wait, is this a fact? Is it an interpretation? Is it text I'm supposed to use? Or is it a plan? You immediately change your relationship with it. You go from being a passive consumer to an active analyst. It's a huge first step. Next, it's time to put on your detective hat. Step 2 is to assess. This is where you bring in that good old-fashioned critical thinking. You start asking the tough questions. Whose voice am I hearing here? What's the evidence? Or is there any? And the big one, what important stuff might have been conveniently left out? Now this next step, this is where the magic really happens. Step 3, review. You take the AI's answer and you treat it like a treasure map. It's not the treasure itself, but it gives you clues that can point you toward the real gold. The scholarly databases, the peer-reviewed articles, the sources you can actually trust. You're using the AI's output to launch a way smarter, more focused search. And finally, the grand finale. Enhance. This is where you take back control. You become the creator. You take everything you learned from your review and you build something new, something better, something that actually sounds like you. You treat the AI's text for what it really is, a very rough first draft, not the final product.
So that's the CARE framework in a nutshell. But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through a quick, practical example so you can really see it in action.
I mean, this is a scenario that is happening everywhere, right? In classrooms and offices, someone gets an AI explanation, in this case for peer review, and they turn to you and ask, is this right? This is the perfect moment to bust out the CARE framework.
So, how would you handle it? Well, with CARE, it's a piece of cake. First, as you can see here, you'd help the student classify it. Is it just a definition, or is it an explanation? Then, you'd assess it together. What's it missing? Maybe it completely glosses over the messy power dynamics in academia, right? Next, you'd review it. Let's check it against a trusted source. And finally, you empower them to enhance it, to take that generic, bland text and rewrite it into something that's way more accurate and insightful.
So let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? What does all of this mean for the future of how we learn, how we work, how we think?
Here's the most important thing to remember. The CARE framework isn't just for some academic in an ivory tower. No way. This is a mental checklist for anybody. Students, professionals, creators, you, me, anyone who wants to use AI to get smarter and more effective, not lazier. At the end of the day, this whole thing isn't about whether AI is good or bad. It's about how we choose to engage with it. The goal isn't to just accept or reject what it gives you. It's to question it, to verify it, and ultimately to improve it. It's about turning AI into a powerful partner in your work. So, the next time an AI hands you a nice, polished answer on a silver platter, don't just take it. Challenge it, question it, make it better. Because in this new age, the future doesn't belong to people who just have the answers. It belongs to the people who care.